Hey, and happy Sunday, everybody. I don't know if you can hear me. Let me see. I say happy Sunday. Let me see if I can turn up the volume. I'm Dornedria Cross Joseph. Now Dr. Dornedria Cross Joseph. Let me see. I just want to make sure. Okay, so the sound is working. When I tell you I signed up when I did that dissertation, I just know that was 2.5 years ago. I said, Lord, I pray this computer work until I can at least get that dissertation done. And the Lord did hold his promise. I tell you about that because the very next day when I say I had no problems out of this computer, the sound quit working. And Naomi, my daughter, the 11-year-old, was helping me, and we found out that the computer is working with headphones. Well, enough of that. God kept his promises. He's always keeping his promises. And y'all, I wanted to share this because I was led to first to say thank you, everybody who has been on this journey with me the past 2.5 years of getting this doctorate. I'm very grateful, more than grateful, saying thank you. But I needed to get this information out to let you know you can have what he says that you can have. If he put something in your heart, it can happen for you. And I'm sharing this because it was on me too heavy not to share. Leading all the way up to me doing this dissertation, God has been doing amazing things. When I tell you amazing things, and I'm here for it. I could not have done this without my husband, Dallas Joseph III, and having my house in order and talking with him before I started this journey of this dissertation. And I know I started this YouTube to do this 21-day prayer challenge, but a lot of things are coming out of this. And when I say a lot of things, I'm meaning like I already know what he's telling me to do. A family podcast is happening. Um, a TikTok, we gonna see. Because again, I like to do things decently and in order. But I'm here to talk to you about manifestation and an E320 season. When I tell you, when I first heard that song by Latoya Brewington, and it was like a chant, exceedingly, abundantly, above all that, I asked her thing. I said exceedingly. When I tell you something sparked in me, and I was like, what is the E320? E320 season, what is that? Um, exceedingly and abundantly, that's Ephesians 3:20. That has been on me. I have a few group chats going. When I tell you three family group chats, two prayer groups, um, and just some other folks. When I tell you, it's been going off. The chats have been going off. Prayer groups have been going off. We've been getting each other hype. People praying over me. I'm praying over folks. I'm going into intercessory. And I'm just telling you guys, this is manifestation because the seed was planted a while ago. The seed was planted a while ago. And I'm saying all that to say, what kind of seeds are you sowing? What are you doing on a daily? And I'm just gonna get to it. I wanted something different. Um, I wanted something totally different, like a different job. I said I want to be in a different space. But again, it's not in the land, it's in the man. And so you can go here or there, you can go here or there. But until you change internally, God will change you. He will mold you. So I'm just gonna start with December of 2022 was the seed was planted where I ended up applying to school, got accepted, and I started January 2023. Well, program started February 2023. My grandma passed away January 31st, and she told me in 22, like, you talking about going to school? You putting it on Facebook? I need you to just do it, and we can attest to that. During the Harvest Day program, I spoke at Camel Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, and I told people that story. Fast forward now, the week before me doing the actual defense for my dissertation to say, yes, I'm now Dr. Dornedria Joseph. What came out of this, and that's going to be in a separate post. I was able to go to Dallas, Texas for 5 days. Just last week, I went last Friday and came back on Tuesday to host a national conference, to be an MC of a national conference. And that conference is called NACY, National Association of Education for Homeless Children and Youth. You can look it up. It was through God. They got me there. But let me talk about December of last year, December 2024. I'm just going to put this up, y'all. And again, those who have ears, let them hear. And right now, I'm just on this call because I was led to it. You guys can watch it a little bit later and I'll post it. But this was a vision board. I had my friend Melissa Brooks. She invited me to a vision board party. When I tell you, it was a 3-day vision board party of like-minded individuals who wanted something different or who believed that God can do exceedingly abundantly. All right, so this is my vision board that I did last year, December 24. And I just want you to check it out. Look at it boldly in Christ. Everything that I do, it is with God. He is the forefront. Dornedria's vision board. So I'm just looking at some of this. And I did put, Dr. Joseph, August 2025. While I didn't graduate in August 2025, I will say it's November 2025 now. And I took a break, but the break, all those detours that I went on, baby, let me tell you, they were very necessary. It was divine intervention. And get to this check. I'm gonna tell y'all, this is manifestation. Manifestation. When I'm showing you this check that I wrote myself in December of 2024. Y'all, what month is it? It is November 2025. But when I tell you, and I can zoom in just a little bit, I wrote myself a check. It says, pay to the order of Dornedria Joseph, $10,000, executive speaker gig. And that's all I put. I put on there, payment, executive speaker gig. When I tell you manifestation is real, I applied to be an MC of this conference that didn't know that I would be attending, but it's through my job, MNPS, Metro Nashville Public Schools HERO Program, Homeless Education Resource Office. You can look it up. And I'm saying all this to say, didn't know that I would be in a position to be an executive speaker and to get paid while doing it. When I say paid, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Wasn't $10,000, but when I tell you it opened up the door for so much more, even before I had the doctorate. I told you that's gonna be like part 2 video of my journey while I was in Dallas just last week. Conference of 1,400 people, and God put me in place to be the host. That's another story. That's part 2. I'll share that with you. But I'm talking about manifestation. Manifestation saying, yes, I will. And people will look at you like you crazy. When I tell you divine intervention is real, is real. And it's nothing but God. This is little Dallas right here. Uh, he's a minion today. Asking for my phone. Anyways, I'm just letting you know how real God is and what he can do. Let me put this back up here to let you know. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean onto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will make your path straight. That is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Another story for that. Again, I can't give you all this right now in one. I just can't. I'm here to just talk about manifestation, how God can use you and how the Holy Spirit will come into your heart if you allow him and allow God to order your steps. Listen, he said, those who have ears, let them hear. And those of you that are listening right now, those of you that are listening later on or whenever, just know God can do exceedingly and abundantly above all than what we ask or think. And I'm talking about this here today because my pastor bishop, Joseph Walker, Warren Walker, the third, was in church today preaching about manifestation. And Dallas tapping my leg the whole time we in service. He said, that's what I'm talking about. This is you. You know, people think you crazy. You talking about these things before they even happen. When I tell y'all, I was hosting in Dallas just last week, Dallas, Texas, at the Hyatt Regency. I had visions before I even knew that I would be hosting. I had visions of me being on that stage, and God told me to do some things But I'm talking about the doctor right now. I'm getting excited because I'm letting you guys know that it is through God that all things are possible. People may think you crazy, and talked about that in church today. And then I get online and I see my pastor in my hometown, um, Pastor William Young, and the title today is Ephesians 3:20. When I tell you E320, baby, this is your season. When I tell you, and thank you, Pastor, for the shout out. And he's starting school just in coming up in January. So I just know if I can motivate one person, you that's on this line, motivate your kids, motivate your mama, your daddy. I'm telling you, you can have what God says that you can have, but you got to believe it. You got to increase your faith. Manifestation, what does that look like? It means that I'm going to trust in the Lord with all my heart. It means that I'm going to block out the naysayers because, yes, I got the doctorate, but God already dealt with me with titles and idols. And I talked about that even before I did this prayer challenge, September 10th. I think it was the 8th and the 9th. When I told you guys that I was doing this prayer challenge, I was just being obedient. Did I know that I was going to be going to Dallas to be a host of a national conference? I'll show y'all videos and pictures for that a little bit later. Did I know? I did not. God said, you know what? You would have been too distracted trying to pick out some outfits. You would have been too distracted trying to pick out some makeup. I told you to do this 21-day prayer venture so some people will believe in the power of prayer. It was not only for you, it wasn't only for your family, it was for the naysayers too, to see that this is an act of obedience. When I tell you, Dallas said, we need somebody to go to Dallas, and I'm talking about Dallas, the third, my husband, somebody to go to Dallas, Texas with you to be a witness at this conference so they can see that, wow, this is manifestation. This is an act of obedience. You weren't just talking about you doing a 21-day prayer venture and telling people about praying. No, this is real and God is real. I don't know if this is the right platform. Hey, sis, bro, auntie, uncle, cousin. I don't know if y'all the right folks I'm talking to, but I'm just letting you know that what God has for you is for you. All titles aside, I promise you, he already done dealt with me with titles and idols. The Lord said, before you even get the title, I need you to use your gift. Before I even put you in a position, I need you to use your gift. Okay? So I'm on this live talking to you today about manifestation. I know the doors will be open for you. My mama, she told me, I named you Dornedria. The doors will be open for you. And baby, they have. Have I been passed over? Have I been looked over? Sometimes I have. But guess what? That didn't stop me. That didn't stop me. Nope. You know why? Because God said, I need you to have your light to shine. Okay? A light does not belong under a lamp. No, I need you to let your light shine. And I knew in this season it was time for me to come out. I knew in this season it was time for me to use my voice. I knew in this season it was time for me to speak up. You know why? Because I've been down and I had my head down because I knew I had to get to a goal. I knew sometimes I had to miss out on some things. I had to miss out on some family events. I had to miss out on some things with friends. No, I did not neglect them. No, they did not neglect me. But sometimes I had to sit down. I had to sit down and say, you know what? I'm working on something for me. I'm working on something that is going to change the trajectory of me and my family. I'm working on something that's going to help me in the long run and that's going to help some folks. Even when I got this doctorate, and I'll tell you, I graduated I haven't walked across the stage yet, but I just defended and I went to Trevecca Nazarene University. When I found out it was a Christian university, I said, I can talk about God and I can talk about what? Huh? And studies. My dissertation topic, in case you're just new and you're just tuning in and you haven't seen the post, it was the impact of effective leadership on Black-owned small businesses. I'm in education, been in education for 10 years. Does it have anything to do with that? I say yes and no, but absolutely. It's tied to a framework. I'm talking about transformative leadership, a servant leadership, all of that, cultural leadership, all of that aligns, and I don't want to get too far in the weeds, but sometimes y'all, this is what we do. We support McDonald's. They mess up our order 5, 10, and 15 and 100 times, and guess what we do? We keep going back. But as soon as a Black business mess up our order, we want to blast them where? On social media. Y'all don't support them. Don't do this and that. Why is it? Okay, okay, yes, there's some systemic issues, but also there's some crabs in a barrel mentality. And I ain't here to, to hype you up and to tell you wrong. I'm talking about manifestation. Let me get back to E320 season. So I'm just letting you know I'm passionate about this work. I'm passionate about what God is doing for me and through me and for you. Because when he tells me to go, he give me that green light, baby, I'm ready to go fast forward. Even before I posted this video, I said, baby, listen, this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to post this video. And honey, Trey is at the library at Trevecca because, baby, he's finna graduate with his master's. Yes, he is about to graduate with his master's. He's going to start school in February to work on his doctorate. Not because we're here to brag, but we know that there's some things that God has entrusted us with, and some things that He wants us to do. It's some things that He wants us to say. It's some people that He wants us to meet. It's some things that He need us to get right, and to not only for our family, but for the families around us in our community, in MNPS, in Nashville, in California, in Atlanta, in Georgia, in Texas, in New York, wherever He say go, wherever He say do, we're gonna be ready to do it. Because you don't have to have all the tools. You don't. You don't have to have all the tools. We think we got to have all the tools, and then some people may look at me and say, "Oh, she got her doctor. Anybody can do that." You're right, they can. Or some people may say, "Oh, shoot, that's a long way to go. Like, she got the tools, or she did this or that." I mean, it's hard for me to attain. Like a doctorate is far out. And you may be right. I say both are right because it's about your thinking. What are you thinking? Are you positive thinking? Are you negative thinking? What are you thinking about? And I say that answer is yes, because I'm here to let you know that you can have whatever it is that the Lord said that you can have. Um, I'm from Bolivar, Tennessee, small town. And I'm finna let y'all go in a minute because I know Gigi, she's sleeping. She gonna be up in just a moment. But I'm saying this to say, guys, manifestation, the power of positive thinking, the power of saying, you know what, I don't have it all, but if I just take a little step at a time. And I used to tell students when I was a Spanish teacher at Antioch High School, how do you eat an elephant? They're puzzled, like, what do you mean? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And it's just an analogy to break it down, like the big picture. We're looking at the big picture, and I'm futuristic. That's one of my strengths. Um, Futuristic. I'm looking ahead, light years ahead of, okay, what could be? What can we do? I'm strategic. I'm relational. And I'm looking at these things like, okay, you can attain it. And I'm going to look it up. I'm going to do research. How can you attain it? Let's say that you don't have your degree right now. That's okay. You're in high school, or you only have a high school diploma. You start out with your associates. You figure out what it is that you want to do. All right. You get your associates. You attain that. Again, we have to make small goals and have to make smart goals. How can I attain this? How can I get to this? And then guess what? You're going to celebrate the wins. Celebrate the wins. You got to have some people in your corner. Accountability. Some people can't go with you. You're going to have the naysayers say, why you want to do that? Why you want to do that? But guess what? You don't get mad. You just motivate them too. When you say, this is why I want to do this. I want better for myself. I want to break these generational curses. Okay. And I'm probably 15 minutes in. I don't want to make no long video. That's one thing my mom said. Don't make no long video so people can listen to it. But I'm letting you guys know this information right here is not just from me. It is from the Lord. I'm talking about manifestation. I wrote myself a check. I'm talking about some things that I'm going to do. I'm putting Christ in the forefront. And when I started working on myself and I started cutting out the nonsense, because people will send you all over the place. They be have you doing all kind of stuff. But you have to realize you have to set boundaries, and setting boundaries even with your own family. You setting boundaries with your friends. Don't mean that you don't love them. Don't mean that you're not going to help them at all. You're just setting boundaries to say, you know what? If I'm not okay, then nobody's not going to be okay. I had to focus on my own house. I had to focus on my 3 kids and my husband, make sure they're good before I can go out and help somebody else. Because it's been some times where I've been broke down, sometimes where I've been sick, sometimes where I had to just say, I can't do it no more. But God said, I need you to rest. Get your rest and come back up. Get your rest and come back up. So rest and keep going. So for me to get this doctorate was a testimony to say, yes, I can do it. Now, what am I going to do with it? I'm not here to change the world. I am here to at least inspire some folks, at least to help some folks, at least to say, you know what? God is moving me. He's going to put me in some places. He's already put me in some places that I could not have gotten by myself. It is only through God and through prayer and obedience. And I see some folks that's on here that is listening, that is looking, and I'm just saying, y'all, thank you for tuning in. And I'm just here. Look, I'm just a vessel. I'm just a vessel to share with you and to let you know that it is possible. You know, trouble don't last always. It don't. And I'm saying even now, as I have the doctorate, I've had time to just reflect for a couple of days and just say, wow, Lord, you have been faithful. You really did it for me. And for that, I say thank you. For that, I say thank you. But I'm just thinking about all of this. Okay, so what's next? Trouble will still come my way. That means I got to keep praying. I'm doing the same stuff that I did to get this doctorate, to be on that stage in Dallas. I'm doing the same stuff, and that is praying, going into intercessory for some folks, going in my closet, going laying flat on my face and praying for some people. I may not even have their name in my spirit right then and there, but when I lay down on that floor and I'm praying, when I tell you the Lord will put them in my spirit, we have to pray for people. We have to. The reason being is there's so many people that are praying against us. There's so many people that are praying against them. You think these things that are happening in the world right now, we're not fighting against flesh and blood, but weakness in people in high places. We got to pray against it. And I'm going to come on with the full armor. So I'm here to tell you, come on with the full armor of God. Put on the full armor, because get ready. If you're ready to elevate, you ready for God to enlarge your territory, come on with the full armor and be ready to receive all that he has for you. And you got to be ready, because there's going to be some stumbling blocks, but you can't get up. You can't give up. If you fall down, you need to get back up, and you need to reach out to some people that's going to hold you accountable and that's going to pray with you and going to say, yes, you do have this. Some people that's in your corner. And again, everybody not going to say that you deserve to be there, but we can't listen to that. But we do take it in and say, you know what? We can't be out here in a bubble that say everybody like us. Everybody want to see us do good. But there are more people who want to see us do good. So we have to keep that positive mindset and look at the cup um, half full instead of half empty. So I am saying, if God put it in your heart, he gave you the green light, baby, you better go. Don't wait till you have all the tools. Don't wait until you get your money right. Don't wait. If he gave you the mindset and the idea, I say go for it full fledged. Ephesians 3:20. He is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all than what we could ask or think. God is the man that is in control. And baby, you better get with him. And I say start today. Write the vision and make it plain. Write it down and get it done. And start one step at a time. One step at a time. Just the little engine that could. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I know I can. I know I can. I can. Write yourself notes, whatever it is that you need to do to get it done. And I'm here to let you know that manifestation is real. It's your E320 season. I say go out and get your blessing and to trust God. But the most importantly, continue to pray. All right, y'all. It's been real. Thank you. And I'm signing out. This is just part one. I'll be back. Don't know when, but I have to let y'all know the story about Dallas. Have a good one. And I'm asking God to bless you exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think. And I'm asking this in his name, in Jesus' name. Amen. Y'all have a good one.